All right, we are at the Cap Center in Landover, Maryland. The Capitals lead the Penguins 2-1, and let's go downstairs and join Paul Steigerwald.
Who, of course, yesterday got into an incredible individual battle with Richard Pilon in the game against the New York Islanders, and naturally we want to talk to him about that right off the bat, and also this hockey game, of course. But, Mark, it was a good show you put on yesterday physically in that battle with him, and also just that tremendous goal you scored on the wrist shot. But talk about that, if you would, that battle you had going with him. It seems like you guys get involved in those kind of battles every time those two teams play.
Yeah, well, we, just last year, I guess it pretty well started. Just, it's just a lot of hard body checks, and neither one of us is going to give in. So I can see it going on for as long as our careers are going. So.
It's sort of like the Cam Neely, Al Samuelson situation. I mean, you're on that side, you're going to find yourself coming against him a lot, and he's trying to get you off your game. You want to respond, I guess, physically, but how do you also keep yourself under control, Mark, to be able to go out and do the things you have to do, to not, take stupid penalties or to get in a situation where it's hurting you that he's doing that to you or you're getting involved in them?
When I play a physical game, sometimes I'm more involved, and than I do the things, better. And when I'm upset, sometimes I skate better, I play more intense, and so in that sense, I think it plays to my advantage. If he wants to come at me, it's just a challenge for me, and I'm going to go right back at him, and I like to stick it up as and score a couple goals. So.
Is he one of the stronger players in the league?
Oh, he's strong. He's not much bigger than I am, so he's a strong player. Where he maybe an inch or two taller, but he's not that much bigger than me. So.
Is there any particular defenseman though who comes to mind that you find yourself going against a lot who does pose some problems for you?
For the Capitals here, Hatcher's probably the toughest defenseman in the league. He's big, strong guy. He's a good skater, and he's got a great reach, and I would probably consider him the toughest to play against.
Mark, in the first period, Paul Stanton got hit from behind by Todd Krieger. He left the game as a result of a new rule in the league this year. I know players generally hate that when guys get hit from behind. You got hit from behind with a vicious hit by Jimmy Johnson last year in the Stanley Cup Finals, the last game, as a matter of fact. What are your feelings on it?
Well, I think it's, to be honest with you, I think it's a pretty cheap hit if you're hitting the guy from behind, and that was very cheap today. That was, Paul Stanton, he wasn't even around the puck, and Krieger ran him, and Stanton cut pretty good. And, I don't know why he was upset. Krieger was upset because it was a great call. I mean, he's got to go for that. I mean, no one wants to see anybody get hit from behind like that. And, even on their own, opposition team, you just don't want to see it.
The Board of Governors recently met to discuss a lot of things, and one of the things they talked about was players having respect for each other. They think that guys who've been around the game for a long time think the players have somewhat lost respect for each other. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and intentionally trying to hurt somebody, and you're just going to go out and try to play a strong game, and I don't think anybody's out there to intentionally hurt somebody. Maybe there might be the odd guy that wants to, but I don't think that's any much of a problem.
Speaking of getting hurt, you were cut yesterday, and it was pretty obvious on television with the blood streaming down your face, and it happened after when you ran into Pilon along the board. So exactly how did you get cut, though? We couldn't figure that out.
Well, apparently the replay shows that he butt-ended me. He came up and followed through with butt end of his stick and caught me in the forehead. So.
Well, everything's all right now, Rex. Maybe before we go, quickly talk about this hockey game, and it looks like that big goal by Bob Airey was something you really needed at the end of the period.
Yeah, definitely. The last couple minutes is very important. The first 2 minutes of a game, the first 2 minutes of a period, and the last 20 minutes are very important parts of the game, and hopefully this will wake us up. And we played a fairly decent period, and we can pick it up a notch, and I think we will this period.
Okay, Mark, thanks a lot for being with us. Appreciate it. Speaking of picking it up a notch, that's certainly what Mark Recchi has done over the last several weeks as he continues to score big goals for the Penguins, and he'll be trying to do that as this game continues here on the road in Washington. The Penguins trailing the Capitals by a score of 2-1 after one period of play, and we'll return in just a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.